Hello, and welcome to another episode of Break the Cycle with your boy, Joshua Smith. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Tuesday. I'm so sorry for the lag, but we had to wait on somebody who's on Japanese time. So that's an important thing to do. Thank you guys for showing up. There's like 70 of you in the chat already, throwing it back. We got a couple of new members. I want to shout out P1 Dizzy. Thanks for becoming a member of the channel. And Fire Pixie, you guys rule. And thanks for the super chat, $5 super chat. Let's do the damn thing. We are Ryan Dawson and Tim Brown, $5 super chat. Smotz Casey 2020. It's a little late for a 2020 run, but maybe we could get a 2024 run. Guys, let's start off with some sponsors. Of course, we have toplobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, my partner on the show, the place where you can get this great Epstein Didn't Kill Himself shirt that I'm wearing tonight by using BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. Go check out Top Lobster, man. He's got the best stuff. He really is cool. Or you could join the channel membership and get a hold of me on Twitter, or become a patron or a subscribe star, and both of those are /Break the Cycle JS, where you can get into a private Discord server and get all of this really great Top Lobster gear up to 30% off, brand new stuff before it hits the general public in like 2 weeks. I don't know what happened to my camera. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. I swear I never have this problem, but we're having a problem tonight. Hopefully I can fix it. Anyways, I've been having some camera issues, so here we're back. Off to a good start. Of course, executive producers of the show, anthemplanning.com, for all your emergency and crisis planning needs. Definitely check these people out today. See what they can do for your business, personal life, or home life. They're amazing. They're doing a job that the government has historically sucked at, much cheaper and much more efficiently. Now, guys, I know why you're here. I do. I really get it. This show is very, very awesome. It's the first time I've ever had multiple guests on Break the Cycle. Typically, it's one guest. But we decided we wanted to do like a really cool conspiracy type show. So when you're thinking of conspiracy theorists in the movement, there's some really great ones. And so I'm going to introduce them one by one. Of course, we have the host of the System Is Down podcast, Mr. Dan Smotz. How you doing tonight, sir?
Josh, thank you so much for having me, man. Can you not hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I think everyone can hear you, buddy.
I wanted to start by saying thank you for that shout out on your last episode where you said Ryan Dawson's coming on, Dave Casey's coming on, and Dan Smotzy's from like some conspiracy podcast.
Is that what I said? So, that's what I said. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Also from Dave vs. Goliath. If you guys haven't checked this show out, it's a pretty new show in the movement. It's really, really awesome. Mr. Dave Casey, how you doing, sir?
What's up, Josh? What's up, Dan? How you doing?
Nice. I wonder why people were having problems with my my camera. I don't know, but anyways, and of course, the man who runs the ANC Report, probably the reason most of you are here. He's been banned from every single platform. He is Mr. Ryan Dawson. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well, and I was a full day early. To be fair about the some guy in Japan. August 10th was yesterday.
That's true, man. I always forget that Japanese time, and I'm like, just come on the show. And he's like, okay, cool. And then we never talked about a time. And then all of a sudden he's like, it's like in an hour and 20 minutes, right? I'm like, nah, man, it's in like 10 minutes.
36 hours.
Well, how you guys doing? How's everyone? Are you guys happy to be here? You having a good time or what?
Great to be
here.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you guys catch my show last night? I have a feeling we'll be a little more talkative than my show last night.
I saw it, and I am so glad. This is the first time I've tuned in live in a long time, and I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't look away. It was like the Joaquin Phoenix interview on David Letterman.
I love that guy, man.
Was that an act, or is that who that guy is?
I love that guy.
Didn't he say next time maybe you can show up?
I don't know, man. It was pretty funny.
The rest of you could show up or something because he wasn't all there.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, man. I've been following him on Twitter for a long time. I'm a big fan of the guy, and then he's just not very talkative in person, man. So I was like, well, if we're gonna be awkward, we're gonna make it extra awkward. Do you like homemade jam?
Aren't you a big fan of Norman McDonald's co-host?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this guy over here, he's always tired.
I could do that. He's a Holocaust. You know that this guy's a Holocaust denier? He's Fire Pixie.
Not me. This guy.
This guy right here.
What are you talking about?
So Fakertarians is really
None of
mad
that
about
was
this
an
show,
act.
guys. I don't know if you've noticed. Fakertarians is going in hard on this show. It's funny because John Hudak. Yeah, exactly. John Hudak hit me up right before the show, and he's like, you're having this guy on the show who thinks Jews do all this bad stuff. You sure you want to do that? And I was like, yeah, for the second time, actually.
Right. Pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty sure this is my second show with him. And you know what's funny is my first show with Ryan is still.
Is that me? Is that
yeah,
you talking about?
Yeah, he was talking about you.
Okay, I don't know.
And my first show with Ryan is actually still on YouTube and still monetized, if you can believe that.
That's amazing.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know how it happened. Thanks for the
You
the
call
super chat.
yourself a conspiratarian.
Yeah. I don't know. I've only got one. So the only episode that I have that is not monetized, there are two. The first episode I ever did, and I did like a whole segment on Waco. It was like during the anniversary of Waco, and they never monetized that. And then the episode that I did with Shane Hazel is not monetized for some reason. So I don't know why. But anyways, we have some pretty cool stuff to talk about today. How big is the body count for Cuomo? What do you guys think? How many people did he kill?
30,000? Something like that.
He walked in like Rowdy Piper did into the bank, and he's like, I came in here to kill the elderly and molest women, and I'm all out of elderly.
No shit, dude. Like, that's legit. It's so bad. And he just resigned over ass grabbing.
I'm not perverted. I'm Italian.
Right. What's the difference?
Oh my god, dude.
It's a cultural thing. Don't.
But you're not in Italy.
Yeah, he's like, listen, man. This is just who I am, okay? This is how we are. It's in our culture, okay? I make out with everybody.
We play grab ass.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
I'm Irish, bloke.
I mean, our president's out there sniffing children like they're scratch and sniff stickers and playing with their hair and stuff. So
yeah,
he
dude.
doesn't get in trouble. And then his son, not sons anymore, but the remaining one is out there smoking crack and getting foot jobs from hookers and things. And it's on film. And like, Russian disinfo. That's what Cuomo should have done. He should have been like, all these women are Russian assets. It's all Russian disinformation. That's what he should have said.
That's usually what that's literally what the Democrats typically do, right? I mean, that's kind of how they roll.
That's how you know they
wanted
wanted
to moron in his circle was like, hey, let's make a montage of I do that to everybody excuse. Like, that makes it worse, right? Oh, I just ass, grab, and sniff and kiss on everyone. Like, well, you're digging a hole and you don't even know.
Biden's the worst, though. I mean, you cannot
Just your typical locker room grabbing.
Yeah, but how can you see Biden do this shit like clear as day in front of millions of people on television, grabbing little women, little girls, and sniffing them and whispering into their ears? Where the fuck is his right hand at? You know what I mean? And he's doing this he's doing this to everybody, and they act like it's no big deal.
And he's not even Italian.
He's not. He's not.
He is Catholic though, right? So
yeah, he's very Catholic for sure. I want to shout outs. Robin Dominic, $10 super chat. Thank you. She said, "Happy birthday, Ace and Free Ross." Yes, happy birthday, everyone. Go tell Ace happy birthday. Fire Pixie, thanks for the $5 super chat. Anniversary of Epstein not killing himself. I didn't even remember that. Holy shit! Could I have scheduled a better show on a better day? Is that possible?
That's today. Wow.
That's today.
That's today.
Nice.
Where were you when Epstein didn't kill himself?
Do I have a major delay on my audio here? Because every time I talk, y'all pause.
No, we can hear you, buddy.
So
we all got together and decided to do that to you before.
Oh, I'm frozen again. My camera keeps freezing. I don't even know what's going on here. I should just put a picture up there and then you guys have fun. But I don't know why it's doing that. I think I have like a dummy battery for my Canon, and I think it's like the dummy battery's going bad or something. But where were you guys when Epstein didn't kill himself? How about you, Dan?
I was actually working on an Epstein map. And then I got a Skype from Thomas Rambo that says they killed him. He didn't say he killed him. So he was like, they killed him. I knew who him was exactly. I was like, damn it. Figures. Nobody was really surprised, but it was still disappointing. It was shocking in the sense of, even though you knew it was coming, you kind of hoped you were wrong, right? But there was absolutely no way he was going to see the inside of a courtroom.
Oh no, too many powerful people, too many big names, too many politicians.
Is there any possibility that he was magically whisked away?
No.
Or is that off the table? Okay, cool.
Yes.
They did 2 autopsies on his corpse, and his brother actually added to the evidence that he was murdered because he didn't believe that he killed himself, and did the autopsy, and that's when they found a broken bone in his neck and all that, and his photos of his corpse, and he's cut across the neck in 2 slashes on the right side, so will be his left side, but someone behind him choking could have done that. There's no purpose in whisking him away because that's the whole reason to kill him. Like, why would you want to keep him alive and hide him somewhere? That's all risk and no reward. He's totally useless. You can't have him in the field anymore. He's too hot. And he's got a lot of damning info on the most powerful billionaires in the world. He had to die.
Oh,
thank you, man. You know what, Ryan? I just want to tell you, dude, that's what I need tonight is some closure. So that feels really good. I feel like I tend to defer to the experts, so I would consider you one.
But you got to notice the propaganda of the people that are all like, oh, he got whisked away and he's secretly living in Israel. You see what they do is they take something extremely kooky and they attach it to the Israeli state, being like, oh, all those people, the ones that criticize Israel and think he lives in Israel, they think he's still alive, right? Trying to create a tar baby. It's like they're saying 4,000 Jews didn't go to work on 9/11, whatever. Not true. But they say this crap on purpose to kind of shield or distance Israel from the events of Epstein's life, those are very true. But when you add that, like the original people that called, I won't get into that thing. That'll get you kicked off YouTube. Never mind. Forget about the next example. Had to do with schools.
I've recorded a placeholder video for this here video. So this may not stay up on YouTube after the live stream. It may only be on Odyssey, and then there'll be a placeholder video telling people to go to Odyssey to watch this. But Odyssey has not. They haven't really monetized.
So what he's saying is it's a free for all. Say whatever you want.
Yeah, free for all for now.
I was going to talk about Captain Hook playing in the sand. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! I mean that's if you really want the Fakertarians to come after us hard, that's fine. Dan, where were you when you found out Epstein didn't kill himself?
I was on the island checking it out. No, I was just I had no idea. I was not surprised at all. He
was right behind him.
You got to get a back rub. Yeah. No, I think it wasn't surprising to me in the least. And I do, like Dave, I entertained the idea of maybe he's still alive, but I find that harder to believe for the same reason that Ryan brought up. Like, why would they keep him alive? He was of more value to them dead at this point. And I think getting him out of any spotlight or any light whatsoever is the way for them to go. And I'm sure they did. I am curious as to Ryan's thoughts on one John McAfee, though.
So we actually talked about this on my members only stream before. Let's wait for the.
Yeah, I'd like to release that because I'm still getting shit for that.
We can direct people over to the bonus.
Oh, let's hold on.
John McAfee was a drug addict pedophile that used to live on Hatteras Island, where I'm from, and did the same kind of shit there with designer drugs and his bath salts and the rest of it. He was a complete degenerate loser. And he got like second place for the Libertarian Party. And I just thought, you guys think it's funny to just vote for this asshole because he makes dank memes or something? And I said, look, he's living on my island because he's not in hiding. They're like, oh, he's running from the government. Like, he is not. If he was running from the government, why would he be posting pictures himself on Twitter saying, look at the sunset from Cape Hatteras. Here I am on Ocracoke Ferry. Here I am in Frisco at Pamlico Inn. And like naming the place, taking photos of it. Like, he wasn't in hiding. He was just in Hatteras, which is basically a place of anarchy anyway. But good luck going down there. That's where I'm from. I know how it is. I'm like, we didn't even have a jail. It's the closest jail's like 70 miles away.
Well,
We don't have a courthouse.
Ryan,
we don't have any of that crap. It's a perfect place for criminals.
You talked about this on in the members only stream. We actually like a 35, 40-minute conversation about this, but someone in the chat was asking.
Yeah, I didn't mean to derail things.
No, it's okay.
No,
it's good. It's a good conversation. We're talking about conspiracy theories. That's what we're doing here, right? Of course, our conspiracy theories are right mostly. But you lived there. I mean, that's where you're from. And when we talked about it, you said there's basically like no law. Yeah. Well, we lost.
I met him
Dave
in August of 2018, and I just thought, I didn't know it was him. You know, I thought it was just. I was like, do we have a homeless guy? Because that's unheard of. But it wasn't. He was just permanently high on something all the time, and you would never know he had all this money, because this is a guy that's like drinking swish and taking shits outside. He was just completely. He was nearly dead anyway. He almost killed himself in 2018 from overdose. And then he takes pictures of himself in his hospital bed. Now, our island doesn't have a hospital either, so they had to helicopter him over to the mainland. He's like, my enemies will pay for this. Somebody slipped something in my drink, and I know who it was, blah, blah, blah. And he was making up conspiracies then. It's like, no, dude, you OD'd. And nobody's shocked. That's like when Chris Farley died. Like, of what? Like heroin overdose? And you're just like, yeah, figures. It wasn't like, what? McAfee OD'd on drugs, big shock. His mistake was going to Spain or where he got arrested, because like if he'd stayed on the island, nothing would have happened to him. But he left, and a lot of that's kind of my fault or credit, because I was pressuring to get rid of him because he was, trying to rape middle school kids.
Yikes.
He said it out of his own mouth. He was in a bang 2 16-year-olds, and he was bringing hookers in from Nag's Head and stuff. He was filth, man.
Quite an
and you can be like, ha, it's kind of like George Bush might be fun to have a beer with, whatever. But come on, George Bush is a piece of shit. He killed all those Iraqi children and stuff. Like you gotta weigh in what they're doing. And I don't care if someone's doing drugs, but you don't sell it to kids. And I do care about rape and molesting and all. You can't do that. It's like, but McAfee had the money to get away with it for a long time. And down there, no one would care.
He was there because it was basically like as close to anarchy in the U.S. as you could get too, right?
I mean, I would say Ocracoke might be even worse than Hatteras, but that's so small, there's nothing to do. Sure. So like, and he jumped back and forth between both islands. I mean, this is Blackbeard territory, Right. It was unfortunately one of my ancestors, but yeah, you can do whatever.
I hope that what you're saying is incorrect. I will take you at your word, but it's something like with like when the allegations about Marilyn Manson came out that he was like that he had like a sex cult. It's like, well, I don't have hard evidence of that, but I'm also not that surprised. With John McAfee, I don't want to like slander a dead man that I don't know that much about, but
well, there's no. I mean, I don't think he tried to hide it. Well, you can go on his Twitter right now, right? John McAfee Hatteras. See him doing primal sludge and stuff. He admits it. And there's pictures of him there. Like he wasn't hiding anywhere. If he's supposedly in hiding, go ahead, right? McAfee, Hatteras, Twitter, or whatever. McAfee, Outerbanks, Twitter. McAfee, Frisco, Twitter. You'll see it. It's photographs from John McAfee himself outing his own location. And he's, if you read the thread underneath it, he's talking about all the drugs and shit he's doing. So this is not like even debatable, and he said it on tape himself about the little
drugs
kids.
And shit are fine.
I mean, well, that's
okay,
what
drugs
he,
are
that's
fine.
What he died.
And shit is where it gets dicey.
Well, when I'm saying in shit, I mean that literally.
Yeah,
like they put turds in a Surfer magazine in a blender.
Through a hammock.
Dan, were you a big McAfee fan?
No, I heard about the hammock thing, but I don't know about that. That's something. I think he was just talking, like, because he was, high. Because that's just weird. I don't know about that one.
I still just want to know. I just want to know.
Care. That's just your kink. I don't kink shame.
I still just want to know. I just want to know if he really fucked a whale or not. That's all I really care about.
Of course he did.
What, a beached whale?
I don't know. He said he fucked a whale. He literally said he fucked a whale.
His mouth always outlived what he actually did, but what he actually did was pretty degenerate. But as far as fucking a whale or his like running the train on a bunch of midgets and stuff like that's unlikely, because I don't know where you'd find so many little people. But whatever, or a whale. Beached whales are pretty rare, and everyone, when there is one, they're either trying to save it or photograph it. No one could go up there and hump it. You know?
Sure. Most people.
Unless you're the first guy, you just happen to be there right when it landed on the beach. You're like, all right, now's my opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah. The pedo thing was all new to me. I didn't realize that back in the day. Too. And then
he could have been talking too. That's what a lot of people thought is like, oh, he says all kinds of crazy stuff. So when he's saying that, we're like, yeah, but is he doing it? You know?
Right.
Yeah,
I hope it's not true, but if it is, that fucking sucks. Dave was frozen there for a while. I wasn't sure if he was frozen or if he was just smug. Very smug. Dave is Ryan's response there.
Dave is on Delaware Wi-Fi, and so
technology.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough for Dave. We could try to add him back to the stream and see what happens. Nope, not
you can just call him on my phone and hold him up to my mic if you want.
It's, tied for the last state in the union to end slavery.
Was it really?
For black slavery.
Good job, Dave.
Damn Yankees.
Good job.
Damn Yankees.
California continued slavery way after that.
We got some super chats. Thanks Solomon Kingston for the $10 super chat. We are Ryan Dawson. A lot of people here to see you.
I point that out because they did this stupid Juneteenth crap. I'm like, that's when slavery ended in the South. Slavery didn't end in the North for another year and a half.
Sure. Dave, are you with us?
African slavery.
I'm with you.
Enslaved Native Americans and Chinese.
Dave's with us. He's just got no video. So
he went dark.
And I apologize for the slavery. Our bad.
Dave just put up a black square as his profile pic in solidarity with BLM.
Oh, it seems to me like he's doing blackface.
Oh, shit.
You're in trouble, Dave. You're in trouble. Faker Terry's going to come after you extra hard tomorrow. You better get some pirate videos ready, bud.
I'm stacking them up.
So let's go back to
where
Epstein.
Were you, Josh, when Epstein didn't kill himself?
Shit. Where the fuck was I? I don't even know where I was.
He was in New York.
Like a memorable moment when he killed himself because you knew it was going to happen at that point.
Yeah,
when they actually arrested him and that got into the mainstream media. That's the actual news there.
I was really excited when he got arrested. I think I was like, oh shit, some people are going to get fucked. But then when I found out that he didn't kill himself, I was probably not shocked like everybody else. I mean, I think most people realized that the guy was probably going to end up dead, either by his own hand or by somebody else. But I don't know. Like I don't remember. I think I was campaigning. I think I was running around campaigning for chair, and I heard about it, and I was like, oh well, that happens. And then I bought a Epstein didn't kill himself Christmas sweater for Christmas, not last year, but the year before, which was pretty cool. But I try to keep it fresh in people's minds. I wear the shirt. I got a hoodie that's got the same thing on it. I literally went to Christmas parties with the Christmas sweater that said Epstein didn't kill himself, like to normies, and like.
Do you dry it by hanging it up?
do you hang it up? Oh my god, dude. No, not really. That was a great joke, dude. I don't even know how to compete with that, man. I don't.
It's a common thing in Japan.
This sweater hangs itself.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, this sweater hangs itself. Yeah, absolutely. I have this purple, this shirt, but in a purple hoodie, right? That I was wearing to the gas station the other day, and this lady walks up and she goes, "Why do you care about Jeffrey Epstein so much?" And I was like, do you not care about Jeffrey Epstein or what? And then she went to say something. I was like, you're a Democrat, aren't you? She's like, so what about it? And I was like, I'm not even gonna have this conversation.
It shouldn't be that easy to tell. That's what about it.
Yeah, it was. And it was like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night. I was at the gas station, like buying smokes and like a fucking Mountain Dew or something. You know what I mean? Like on my night off. And this lady's like, why do you care about?
I thought you were gonna say pepperoni and cheese.
No pizza for me, dude. I stopped eating pizza after 2000.
That's how I got
Trailer Park Boys reference, getting some smokes and pepperoni.
No, I've never heard that. I didn't watch enough Trailer Park Boys. I've watched a lot, but not enough for sure.
Blasphemy.
I know it's a good show, but you know what my favorite Canadian. I like Letterkenny better.
Yesterday, pepperoni and cheese. They got smokes for me, but we were drinking.
They got pepperoni in Japan, dude.
We do in BY Lake. I'm on vacation.
Oh, nice. I don't know what's BY Lake, man.
It's the biggest lake in Japan. It's kind of like, I don't know, like Lake Michigan or something.
Nice.
Equivalent. Only warmer.
So what's up, Dan? What were you going to say?
I was just going to ask if we could go around the room and everybody say the moment that they were cool enough to get demonetized on YouTube. Go ahead, Josh. I'll start with you.
I'm not demonetized yet. So,
Oh,
yeah.
well, then can you even call it a conspiracy show?
I don't. To be fair, I don't think Dave has even gotten monetized yet.
No, I'm a ways away.
He's like
pre-demonetized.
He's more based than all of you because he can't even get monetized at all. So.
That's right.
Mhm.
I don't even want to be monetized.
I can't even have a channel.
Yeah. You guys want to talk? You want to talk about how based Ryan is? They took Ryan's Coinbase away from him.
I got deleted from YouTube December 2008.
Wow.
Right.
They weren't even
I
deleted.
graduated high school in 2006.
Twice in 2018, and then I got it banned. I don't know how many times where they've suspended me and stuff. And then January 26th of 2020, I got. I was kicked. No, of this year. Sorry, 2021. I lost a channel with 81,000 followers. Jeez. And it was never monetized. They would never monetize me. They got rid of my Google AdSense in 2014. They got rid of my PayPal in 2014. They got rid of my wife's PayPal in 2018. They got rid of my Patreon on the anniversary of Glenn Maxwell being arrested on July 2nd. 2 years ago, whatever it was, last year, not last July, like 2 Julys ago. They banned me from Coinbase. They banned me from Vimeo, banned me from Twitter, banned me from Facebook, banned me from Instagram, Stream Elements, Streamlabs, Gumroad. I don't even know all this stuff. I'm banned on everything. I cannot use any payment processors. It's because I got dedicated haters running around be like, that guy's anti-Semitic, Holocaust denying guy that kicks puppies and peed on baby Jesus.
Yeah, I got a text from a friend. They got a text from somebody else who texted them to warn them that I was going on this show with you tonight. So that's the level of
oh my God, that guy? Like I have taken the torch from David Duke or something.
Yeah.
There's a video they put on. There's a video they always use. It's called Them Every Time. And what some asshole did is they clipped the first 3 minutes and 45 seconds and they clipped everything after 4 minutes and 22 seconds. I'm talking about Jewish supremacists. And this is right after they killed Soleimani. And I was talking specifically about the working group of Israelis that met with John Bolton, who was still in the Trump administration at the time, with the plan to kill Soleimani. Now, Trump actually rejected it at first, and they said if they kill an American, he'd do it. Then an Iraqi translator who had been American all of 7 days was killed by a mortar fire from somebody, and they assassinated Soleimani. And there's just the same way you'd say the Kurds or the Russians or the Saudis, and you fucking know that you're talking about the government. Oh, not all Russians or not all. And I talked about Jewish supremacist Zionists in the Israeli state. And after that, I started listing all these things that those people are involved in that are crimes. I used the J word. And then when I was done with that list, I reiterated again that we're not talking about the J's. We're talking about those J's who are Zionists. In the same way you would talk about the North Korean government or any others. It's stupid to have to even explain this. What they did is they cut off the beginning and they cut off the end and be like, look, he's saying Jews did bad things. I'm like, well, those Jews did do some bad things, just like Epstein. He didn't do it because he was Jewish, but he got away with it.
Was that the clip where you said they're satanic? Because that one made its way across my screen several times today.
Yeah, that's the one. And here's the funny.
I didn't say they were satanic. No, see that's clip 2. I said it's satanic, and that was right after they murdered. It's like Iran's General Lee, basically, right? And it's satanic. I don't mean people actually worship the devil and shit. It's just like saying it's fucking evil or whatever, you know. But nowadays, you can't even say that word because there are some idiots that really think that. Like the same way if you're like, oh, this is a fraud or something like that about COVID. You're like, oh, so you're saying it's fake? Like there's no virus at all? Right. And you actually have to explain, like, no, I'm not saying it's fake. I'm saying it's exaggerated, whatever. Because there are some idiots that actually think the whole thing's fake, right? So the same thing with satanic. It's not to be literally like out there worshiping Satan or something. It just means it's really evil. I'm an atheist. Like I don't believe in that stuff anyway. So to me, those words, like, it's like saying go to hell. You would never, ever say that to anybody if you really believed in hell. I don't care what they've done. Nothing is worth that, right?
Right.
But we just throw it around Like, oh, let's bring them hell. It doesn't really mean hell, does it?
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, people are really literal when it's convenient.
Whenever it fits their agenda, like that's what he says. He thinks they're running around worshiping the devil.
Well, it's funny. So let's talk a little bit about this because I didn't even put this together, right? Like when you talk about North Korea, you usually none of us are like, oh, the Juche government or whatever, right? Like we're usually like,
if you're talking about what the Koreans are doing or the North Koreans are doing, you know it doesn't mean all the fucking Koreans or Asians or whatever.
Sure.
And when we're talking about the Saudis or the Saudi royals, whatever, if I said the Saudi royals or Salafist Wahhabis and I got real specific, and then after that I just kept saying, and then the Saudis, the Saudis, the Saudis, you know which ones I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's all I did in this video about Jewish supremacists. And then afterward I said, and Jews did this and that. And this is like one video out of thousands that I've made where, because usually every single time I say Zionist or Jewish supremacist because I know someone's going to clip it. Well, I didn't once, and they clipped it, and they're like, look what this guy, see, anti-Semite, bunch of hand-waving, running around. I go, yeah, well, the video is still on BitChute. You can watch it, the beginning and end that people cut off. And it's just the whole body of my work. I've always been against collectivism.
Well,
I've always been against prejudice and racism, although I don't think Jews are a race.
You really have hung out with too many of us Jews to be super anti-Semitic. I'm not going to lie, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I've probably met all the most prominent anti-Zionist Jews on earth. Right. I go to those conventions in AIPAC, and before that, I went to the Palestinian Solidarity Movement, like at Duke University and stuff. We started this. We started BDS. You know, Wikipedia's got it wrong. They say it started in 2005. We had it much earlier than that.
Sure.
We just didn't call it BDS because I don't believe in S. I don't believe in sanctions.
Right.
It's boycott and divest.
Right.
Somebody else added sanctions. I'm like, sanctions are collective punishment. You can't punish all the Israelis for what their state is doing.
Right.
You know, it's throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So I don't agree with that. But divestment, 100%.
Sure.
But really, boycotting won't matter since you probably don't buy any products from there anyway. You need to cut foreign aid. Because foreign aid to Israel, at least, isn't even a loan. It's forgiven loans. They just give them money. But it's earmarked that 75% of that is recycled back on American arms industries. So all you're really doing is an indirect subsidy for Lockheed Martin under the theme of protecting Israel from Arab states or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. We got some more super chats.
On the offense.
I want to shout out some super chats. Fire Pixie, thanks for the $5 super chat. He says he knows because I got my ANC calendar from the ANC report. She. Oh, yeah, this was a good one. Level Zero, $5 super chat. Thanks, man. He said, how long until Ghislaine meets a similar fate, or is just memory hold? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? What do you guys think is going to happen there? Anybody?
Why haven't we seen a mugshot? Why haven't we seen a perp walk? Why haven't we seen any evidence that she's even around? That's what I want to know.
There is a mugshot. There's no perp walk, though.
Okay, I haven't seen that. Okay, I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah,
I think she'll fade into the background. People will forget about her unless we keep talking about it, and eventually she might disappear, and people won't really care. But I don't think anything's happening anytime soon. Otherwise, why wouldn't it have happened by now?
Sure.
She's gonna play the "I was just another victim of Jeffrey Epstein" card. Blame everything on the guy that's dead. That's
it's also pretty funny that those are the only two people like running an island of pedophiles. It was just two people running the show, right? We're supposed to believe that?
Well, Jean-Luc Brunel was there a lot, and he's in jail too. But those are the main three culprits on the island. But he had financial backing from Wexner. I mean, everybody knows this, right, by now. The mega group financed that whole thing. That was an Israeli operation. He didn't just become from a math teacher, become like a super hedge fund manager overnight and start working for Bear Stearns. And he gets in one financial white collar crime after another with Tower and later with liquid funding. And then again and again and again, he escapes and all his cohorts get punished, imprisoned, or have to resign at minimal, but nothing ever happens to Epstein. But when you look at the environment, a lot of these hedge funds and financial institutions, the Goldmans and the Stearns and stuff, it is a very Andrew Cuomo type environment where the bosses and stuff, they treat secretaries like pieces of meat, change clothes in front of them. That's just how it is. It's definitely how it was in the 80s and 90s and stuff. There was no And I don't want to go too far the wrong direction where it's like believe all women, whatever. That's nonsense. You can only believe evidence. But the way these Yankees behave is just so lewd, crude, and rude, especially to women. There's no respect. They hire people just to, people they don't even need, just so they can sexually harass them. And these girls have been talking about this, but it's like, whatever. The guy's pulling in millions of dollars, so just let him do what he does. And that's, the kind of attitude that we've had for a long time is this person is so valuable, we can't go after him for this petty stuff, right? And so it was a right picking ground for someone like Epstein to do sexual blackmail because he took it 10 steps further by introducing children. And Les Wexner and Steinhardt and Bill Gates, the backbone, the Dubins, the people that were financing it before and after his first arrest, are some of the most powerful, not just some of, they're the most powerful men in the world, the richest people on earth. And
do you think
how
that's
do you
why
go
Bill
after
Gates
that?
is fading out right now?
Bill Gates, and not only Bill Gates, but several high-level Microsoft employees, Nathan Myron and others. There was one, what was his name? Richard. Shit, I'm forgetting some of this stuff. Richard something, but Brooks, maybe, whatever. Got caught
All
with
Richard. He's
videos
blaming all
of,
Richards.
yes, everyone named Richard because Richard's other name is Dick, right? So we have a series of bad Dick Cheney, Dick Pearl, Dick Armitage. Anyway,
A lot of bad dicks.
he got caught with videos of children being raped. Little kids, like 8 to 10 years old, 8 to 10-year-old boy, 8 to 10-year-old girl being raped.
Oh.
And then this huge cache of pornography of little kids. And he didn't even go to jail. And he was arrested on Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation property and worked for Microsoft. And he wasn't just some scrub. He was at a manager level. And then their chief engineer spent the night in Palm Beach with Jeffrey Epstein and went on vacation with them and stayed 3 days with them in Russia. And then there's Bill Gates himself, of course, visits the island, visits New York, stays late in the night because Ava Dubin and her daughter were there. Her daughter was 16 at the time, by the way. And Bill Gates, like, very attractive female from Sweden. Like, yeah, what are you doing? First of all, meeting in person with someone that doesn't even have 1/36th of your wealth, right? You can't pick up the phone and you go there. And his wife wanted to divorce him then. And because Bill had cheated on her with a woman of age that worked for Microsoft back in the year 2000. And that girl was 20 years old. And, oh, yeah, it'll never happen again or whatever. And then he just kept getting lower and lower because Epstein dug his claws in. And Maxwell already knew them anyway because Maxwell's sister set up Magellan, which back in the early days of the internet, it was that, Netscape, and Internet Explorer. That's how you got on the internet. And Microsoft went and essentially bought that out. But it didn't matter because they lobbed on to him because he's been compromised since then anyway. And, this is Farmer Bill's out there pushing the vaccines and buying up land and all the rest of it. It's like, you're not an expert on any of these things. And you rape little kids. It's just, why, who the hell visits Epstein in New York and stays late in the night with little kids present, And then he maintained the friendship even after he got arrested. And he knew better. And that went around. It wasn't like, oh, everyone knew Epstein got arrested. It wasn't huge news, unfortunately. But people who were going to meet him would have been warned. Like, you got warned just to talk to me, right? So I'm pretty sure somebody would warn someone. I don't think you want to go visit Jeffrey Epstein or stay the night at his rape mansion in New York. I mean,
Go
Jason
there.
probably said
I was
the
just
same
there last
stuff.
week and the week before, and
Yeah.
He's like, I just like to hang out there occasionally. He's a good guy,
yeah.
I didn't take my
Buying
underwear
girls'
off.
underwear from the prison in Palm Beach. And my question was, why does the store adjacent to the prison sell little girls' panties?
That's crazy.
It's a male prison. Like, what? Why is that even there? He didn't really go to jail. Like, he was 6 days a week. He was on work leave until like 8 at night or something. So, but on like Sundays or something, he had to go to prison. But there's a prison store. So he would get out and he bought all the little girls' underwear. And then he goes and he met with prominent employees from Bear Stearns, who now works at Barclays, James E. Staley, in person at Palm Beach at his rake mansion. And he's got the cops who have to just sit outside in their cars to act like they're working for him now as he goes in to do work with James Staley. And, people like Darren Endike visited him 72 times. A lot of prominent people were visiting Epstein either at the mansion or at his jail cell to talk to him. And he's thinking, this guy that's in prison for prostitution, it's not prostitution, it's rape, because underage women can't consent. So it's not a prostitute. That's called grooming. Finally a girl told the right person, because they had been telling on him. He had a lot of victims. So did Maxwell. Well, it was raping girls too. But the cops were being paid off hundreds of thousands of dollars through a science foundation that Endike and Epstein set up to bribe the police. And on the federal level, forget about it. Because, Epstein had it all the way up to Bill Clinton, right? And his appointees. And Bill Clinton is pardoning pedophiles like Mark Rich and Pincus Green. His last hour in office, he goes on this huge pardoning spree of international criminals, which did include human trafficking. Ehud Barat's on his list and also visited, and he's the former prime minister of Israel, prime minister at the time when Epstein got him. He put $4 million that we know of into Reporty Carbine into the coffers of Ehud Barat. Also Ehud Omar, who went to prison for corruption, who also sexually harassed women, sticking his tongue in their ear, things like that. He went to jail. He's another prime minister of Israel. And so it's like you've got presidents and prime ministers, and also less evidence, but he is in the black book, and he did do a settlement land deal with the Schoensteins, and that's Tony Blair, who was the prime minister of the United Kingdom. And he's in Epstein's black book, and he's doing land deals with Epstein financiers. And I've done a video with, I think, Atwood. It's now removed. Never mind. On the Schoensteins, but they're another Ohio family like Wexner. They're just all into this kiddie porn crap and stuff. But they got busted for the largest collection of pornographic DVDs, because there was an era where that's what they did, is they mailed DVDs around, because there wasn't couldn't stream whatever they do now. So yeah, all those videos I did with Sean Atwood are gone. He lost his channel, and he showed me like one of the strikes he got, or one of the videos that were removed, was one that the two guests were myself and one of Peter Nygaard's sons. Peter Nygaard's another billionaire that was a serial rapist, and he's in prison too, from Canada. His son turned against him and did an interview with Atwood. And then I came on because I dug into Nygaard too, and then talked about Glenn Maxwell after that. And they removed that video for bullying Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
that's the same thing I got like 5 times.
You
got getting your cyberbullying warnings for talked about Jeffrey Epstein. It was always Jeffrey Epstein, and I talked about some other things, some other conspiracy topics that they didn't like too. But it was mostly cyberbullying Jeffrey Epstein that they didn't like.
Yeah, they're protecting.
I thought he was dead. People. I don't know. Maybe they know something I don't.
Well, he's dead, but they don't care. They don't want the information about his network out there because it affects the wealthiest people there are. You're talking about the largest financial institutions that exist, the ones that got giant federal bailouts under Obama Biden. In the trillions were spent bailing out Citigroup and you name it, Goldman Sachs, and all the decent financial institutions, including a few foreign ones. And it's just debauchery over there. And any woman working there can tell you that. This is how they behave, kind of like Congress or a lot of Catholic churches. It's just a known thing. Like what I was most shocked about with Cuomo is like, oh, it was an adult? That's odd. Woman. Right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sounds pretty normal.
He's just Italian, buddy. He's just Italian.
Consecutive. Yeah. I understand someone in Italy that goes and kisses people and all that stuff because that's their culture. Like, if you do that in Japan, you get arrested like that. You cannot just go up and kiss people in the cheek and be like, "Hey, come on." But it's America, and you can't act like that.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable, and it's an invasion of space to come in and act like an Italian if you're not in Italy or some similar culture. You can't do that. Like here, they don't even shake
Especially
hands.
in COVID times.
Hey, shout out to Reed from the Naturalist Capitalist. He threw a $20 super chat.
Spreader.
He said,
What he got?
Reed said he can't believe you'd platform a bigot like Ryan Dawson. Reed, just kidding. See you on Sunday, Ryan. The Four Horsemen ride again. Let's
That's
see.
right. We're doing a little Four Horsemen-esque right now.
Yeah, I think this is actually Dan's idea, really. I mean, or Dave's. One of these guys are like, yeah, we should.
My idea was to steal
was
Reed's
Dave's.
idea and take Dan's conspiritarian title and just
I just put it together.
It's not the Dan and Dave that ruined
Can't have
Game of Thrones. This is a different Dan and Dave.
Yeah,
That's right.
Fudu, thanks for the $5 super chat. He said, hot take, Epstein did kill himself. He was afraid of what would happen to him if his clientele were revealed at trial.
He was never going
Had to try really hard.
What are the odds that
Been
Monica
really impressed with him
Lewinsky?
killing himself.
What are the odds that Monica Lewinsky was a Mossad or Epstein plant?
Oof.
Pretty high.
Excellent.
But they already had.
I had a fit. Look, he's got that painting in there with the blue dress. I feel like if Epstein did that and he had that
It's like
painting
a
of Bill
trophy.
Clinton in the dress, yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking for, man.
Mhm.
I feel like he got his guy.
That was the big mistake he made. Is he kept trophies on everybody. He had little gotcha things. That's a weakness of some of these people is hubris. Like they get away with it for so long to get more and more brazen. Like, well, who's gonna believe these 13-year-olds in braces that are coming out of my mansion, right? I mean, the whole thing, like Prince Andrew's getting sued. That's some news that just happened. Virginia's suing him. And you think, oh, he said he's there, he's in a photograph with her in Ghislaine Maxwell's house. And I'm like, this isn't even Scooby-Doo level difficult. Why is some underage American girl even there? She's not their daughter, their niece, or anything. She's just hanging out with Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein and meeting the prince. Why did you come over to Maxwell's house to meet some American teenager? You're Prince Andrew. Like, yeah, what are you doing?
Dude,
His
that-
underwear
and
was
then, of
still
course, he
on,
doesn't see-
Ryan. It's okay.
Well, there you go. They can hire Alan Dershowitz, maybe. My underwear's on. I couldn't read. Yeah, girl. Were there other things going on in other rooms in the house? Yeah, Miss Sugar. Yeah, maybe, but not me. She was of age, and I kept my underwear on, and well, I'm all right. He's all nervous and rubbing his fingers. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I've got that. I've got that Bill Clinton painting. I've got it saved on my desktop. I've had it ever since that information came out. I've been planning on printing it off and putting it as part of my backdrop behind me. But
Dude, they
I don't
collected
have to explain
prosthetic
that to my
eyeballs
kids.
and put cameras in them and all this
You
weird.
gotta get
crap.
the George Bush one though, where he's like sitting on the floor Indian style playing with the paper airplanes. That's the one.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Did he
never
have
s-
something on George Bush? I mean, that would be great. I would love to.
They had little
tell you
Lego
that.
towers. They're like,
Yes, little Jenga. Yeah, that's right.
Did you not see that painting?
No, I did
That's
not.
great.
Isn't that from Epstein's mansion? The George Bush painting?
I think he had it in there.
Well, the painter did all kinds
Is it?
of stuff like that, like
Yeah.
making fun of him. But he bought the one of Clinton in the dress. He's going like,
Oh, okay.
I mean, he'd been compromised since his Arkansas days, right? There's a litany of women that say he bit my lip, he raped me, did this and that. They're in the Arkansas
I've
mob.
had
But
Juanita Broderick on my
Clinton-
show.
Clinton had been, awesome. Clinton had been part of that group in Iran-Contra. And, there's an old clip of Ron Paul, Dr. Paul, talking about Iran-Contra when he's saying, the Democrats aren't criticizing A, B, C, and D, which means they're part of it. And he was correct. They were using proceeds from illegal narcotics out of Nicaragua to finance off-the-book operations for the CIA, namely continuing the Contra operation to kill Sandinistas and hiring El Salvadorian death squads. And they murdered 25,000 people in Nicaragua. And publicly, Reagan is up there saying we're anti-Contra. And then they kill an American journalist on film, executed him on his knees, very similar to ISIS chopping off a journalist's head, right? And so the American public is very much against the Contras, but secretly the CIA was financing them and giving them logistical support and training their pilots to bring guns in and drugs out. And the place where they were training pilots that had the airspace and everything was in Mena, Arkansas, which Bill Clinton and Rosemont knew very much what they were doing. And anytime somebody went after Barry Seal or any of the cohorts, Clinton would call them off as governor. And then as president, the crimes continued.
Are you guys
And we still do that now with the opium trade and most of the that's why we were in Afghanistan for 20 years, guarding poppy fields.
Are you guys first of all, Top Lobster, thanks for the $2 super chat. He said Hudak's a pedo. Top Lobster in the chat. Yeah, go give that man your money. We're 50% of us are wearing Top Lobster tonight and Top Lobster water stickers there. But Fire Pixie dropped a $5 super chat.
I've got the Epstein didn't kill himself sticker on the water.
Nice. I'm wearing it as a shirt. 75% of us have Top Lobster right now. But Fire Pixie dropped a $5 super chat. Said, I heard today that Virginia Roberts has filed a civil lawsuit against Prince Andrew, a little white pill. What do you guys know anything about that?
That's what I was just saying. Prince Andrew's being sued by Virginia.
Oh, did I miss that part? Is that what I missed?
I guess so. Yeah.
I was checking. I was like reading the chat.
Everything I know about it, I just learned right now.
That's it. Okay. I hadn't heard about it at all until just now either. So
I knew this was coming, but it's cool that they kind of did this on the anniversary of his not killing himself. But yesterday, she filed a lawsuit against Prince Andrew. At least the news picked it up yesterday. Yesterday, my time. Maybe it was in the morning for you or whatever it is. So it's still been today for y'all, but they did that. And, she's in my time zone too in Australia. She's suing Andrew for multiple rapes in New York, in the UK, and also the island. And he visited all three places. And he's going to have a hard time explaining, why did you go to Maxwell's house in the UK at night with this kid that you're photographed with? Why were you in New York rape mansion multiple times? And don't say I went there to break off my friendship with Jeffrey Epstein like he did in that train wreck of an interview he did with BBC or whoever it was. Yeah, I went there to say it was because he was unbecoming, and I thought I'd tell him in person I can't be friends with you anymore. Whatever. And then
I took off my glove and I slapped him in the face and I said, "Good day, sir."
No more.
no more hanky panky. He not only visited the rape mansion on Little St. Jeffrey's, but then he took a detour. He had a 6-day vacation with his family, allegedly. 3 days of it he spent with Peter Nygaard. And then another day with Jeffrey Epstein. And Peter Nygaard's in the Bahamas with the same sort of setup, where they were, I used to say they'd Cosby women, but it looks like Bill Cosby might not have done that, but they were drugging women a la Jean-Luc Brunel style and then gang raping them. Jesus. And, they're anal raping these women that they invited over, that they've slipped them pills or growth hormones or whatever it is, however they knock them out, and then just leave them there naked. And he owned the Bahamas. I mean, the Bahamas are a playground for about 4 or 5 billionaires. One of them's Bacon from North Carolina had a property dispute with Nygaard. Another guy was the late Sean Connery, who actually sued him. So Nygaard was sued by James Bond. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
But he was doing that whole thing. He was doing some McAfee type, like what McAfee talked about, that he definitely did, like shitting in mouths and all that stuff. He was into that. He had a scat fetish. And
hey, Dave Casey does
he
too.
wasn't
That's cool.
grooming them like Epstein, and it was mostly women of age. But still, rape is rape. And he drugged them and ran the train on him and his buddies. And Andrew went to visit him. It's like, damn, Andrew. That's why on my calendar that Fire Pixie was mentioning, it says Prince Andrew, the Kevin Bacon of pedophile rings.
Oh, Jesus.
Because like the degrees of Kevin Bacon, there's always like 1 degree away from Prince Andrew. Anytime there's some prominent billionaire sex trafficker, there's Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
So they all knew each other.
John Howe, thanks for the thanks for the $2 super chat. He said platforming Ryan is infrastructure. Correct. Andre Callaloo, thanks for the $5 super chats. Marshall Forward talks $10 super chat. Let's talk a little bit about this. Hudak continuously and viciously insults Ryan, a Native American, Hotep Jesus, an African American, as well as Angela McArdle, who's half Cuban. I didn't know Angela McArdle was half Cuban, by the way. And myself and Dave, who are both.
Wow.
Dave's a full
She does
Jew.
not look it.
Not at all. Dave's
Hotep is black?
Yeah. So yeah, and when we were on Fakertarian's show, me and Nick, Bass King Nick, Ashley, we went on the Fakertarians podcast and just fucking shit all over. It was great. But I'm pretty sure they were mixing up Hotep and Maj. I'm pretty sure that they think both those gentlemen look exactly alike because they're black. But they also pick on Jews all the time, myself and Dave Smith and others. So I think they're racist and bigots. What do you think?
I have any white employees now I'm thinking about it. I never thought about it. But yeah, it's like Jewish, Arab, black, Native American. Yeah, I don't have any white employees.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? You were on a farm.
I'd hire them, but yeah.
I work on that farm alone.
Yeah, are you a farm?
Yeah,
you farm alone?
But that's because of where I live.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard in Japan where they're like 95% ethno state. So
yeah, 99 actually.
Is it 99% ethno state in Japan?
Yeah, Korea is about 95.
Fucking A, dude.
Yeah.
Do you think Fakertarians get mad about the Japanese ethno state?
I mean, it's not because you're not allowed. It's just a language thing in an island. That's how I ended up.
Yeah. No, I get it. So,
I mean, I'm here. So, I mean, they let me in.
This public stream is probably going to go a little longer than my normal public streams, but we'll when we go into the members only stream, we'll talk about 9/11. So that'll be fun.
There you go.
Yeah, because that's where we can talk about whatever we want. Because they don't really moderate the members only streams because they're not monetized, and you don't get ads and shit, which is pretty nice. I've noticed they don't really fuck around with the members only. But let's go around the room and I want to hear your favorite conspiracy. We'll start with Dan.
Oh, I would say there's so many to choose from, and I like them all. I think that all of them, even the scary ones, are important to dig into and disprove, and prove that they're not accurate, rather than just writing them off. That said, some of my favorites are, of course, 9/11, the classics, the moon landing. I love, and I really like flat Earth. To be honest, I know a lot of them are stupid. And I know that the theory is stupid, but it's also fascinating. And the amount of autism that exists in those people is just staggeringly impressive. It's like a superpower. And it's an awesome one that if it were true, like, I know it's a big leap, but if it were true, I feel like it has a lot of implications on the world we live in, not just the shape of it. But those are probably my top three, not in any particular order.
Nice. Dave. We talked about this when I had you on the show. What's your favorite?
Yeah, well, 9/11 was, the one that was my original red pill. But I've really been kind of excited about the moon landing lately because I feel like we can. I don't know. I always just took that as a given, and I definitely don't anymore. And I don't know. I think that's kind of interesting. Like if there was all the theatrics that went into that to make that happen. And you could maybe talk to some boomers about that. No, not like they'd believe you, but that was their time. So, yeah, I'm fascinated.
I think the moon landing is a good one for. I think the moon landing is a good one for like just getting people's foot in the door with exploring what you have and haven't been lied about to, whatever. For me, that one is a good one because it doesn't require all that much effort to come to that conclusion that it didn't happen, or at least it's not what you're being told. And if it is true, it's not like this terrible, Satanists are running the Pentagon or anything like that. It's one that if you can get over that hump that your government is lying to you, libertarians, I'm talking to you. If you accept that they're lying to you, just keep digging, keep getting in there, and all we're suggesting is that they lied to you some more.
Ryan, what's your favorite conspiracy? I think we mostly
I like
know.
the conspiracy he just mentioned because he said what they are and are not lying to you about. And I'm thinking, wait, is there a time they didn't lie?
Hey, what's worse, Congress? No. Congress? Or, sorry, the U.S. government or the Vatican?
Presently, the U.S. government.
Okay, fair.
Given the longer stretch of time, you'd have a harder argument. My favorite conspiracy from an entertainment point of view would be the Chris Chan merger of the dimensions. And y'all don't know what that is, I hope. And as far as for serious purposes, the one that's been the most frustrating and rewarding has been JFK research. And then I used to like 9/11. I kind of solved that one, and now I just deal with 9/11 kooks every day. So that's not fun at all.
Yeah, I think JFK has probably been my favorite most of my life, but I've also read like a ton of books about the assassination.
It's so interesting. And the theft of nuclear weapons by Israel, I mean, it's not really a conspiracy. It's just a story that you're not allowed to say. As another entertaining and serious one, it was Bruce Lee murdered. And I believe it was by Chinese triads. Yep.
I think my
I'm
favorite.
pro moon landing though. I think we went to the moon. Setting that out there.
I watched the whole documentary about landing on the moon, being fake, and it was like, they said that it was like made up in some studio in Hollywood, and it was pretty wild to watch. And then Stanley Kubrick was part of it and all that shit. Did you see that documentary that I'm talking about?
I didn't see that, but I've heard, the Kubrick was involved. I just think that there was a lot of
I saw
a lot of motivation,
sure,
a lot of reason to lie about that.
Well, I think, well, we had to beat Russia, right? And that was the important thing. But I think the craziest thing for me was learning about the belt, the ribbon of radioactive material around the Earth that would fry you.
Van Allen belt.
Yeah, the Van Allen belt. Yeah. That was probably
not a belt. It's called the Van Allen belt, but there are places to go through.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then. But that was the one that I was like, oh, that would be kind of crazy if that's true. How the fuck did we ever get to space?
What about the call? All right, we made it to the moon. Get the president on. All right, president's on. Hey, man. I don't know. It's 19.
Yeah.
Can't even
what
do that.
Sucks is you can't. What I don't like is how dismissive people are. If someone doesn't believe the moon landing, they're like, "Oh, you fucking idiot, retard." Da, da, da. I'm like, no, They're not retarded. Look. You gotta allow dialogue on these things so that someone like me or whatever can debunk real, legitimate adult concerns. Right? They're like, "What about this? What about that?"
Sure.
Because by couching it in something taboo that you can't talk about, just lets it get deeper and darker, in the echo chamber. And there's nobody coming in to correct it. And the ones that do are just all abrasive and obnoxious, even with flat Earth. The Earth is round. But if you ask most people to prove the Earth is round, they can't. They just believe that because that's what everyone says or whatever. And, they just agree with the authority. But as far as how many people actually understand from a scientific point of view how we know the Earth is round, it isn't that many. I mean, yes, it's round, but the people who are saying that could not give the argument. So I like the people from Flat Earth who do it from a just sort of epistemological point of view of saying, how do you know that? And of course, you can have the right conclusion without knowing the reasons, right? It's easy just to follow whatever that's said on TV or whatever. Be like, oh, I saw a picture of it. You actually saw some positive pictures, but whatever. But, it's good to have these sort of things to force people to question all their positions, because there are other conspiracies. I think the good foot in the door for telling people about conspiracies are Iran-Contra and WMDs in Iraq. There were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and we knew that. And how do we know we knew that? That it wasn't just a bunch of mistakes. It's because of the Niger forgeries. You cannot accidentally forge someone's signature on a document saying that Saddam is acquiring yellow cake uranium from Niger. Had obsolete military seals. They messed around with the date, and they had the wrong foreign minister signing the document, and it ended up in 2 of George Bush's speeches. That's intentional. And then you can get into aluminum tubes and all the other lies, chemical weapons under the palaces. And the big one is the anthrax scare, because after 9/11, letters packed with anthrax were sent to U.S. senators and others. That killed people with these. And it said, "Death to America, death to Israel." September 11th on the note. I mean, you might as well say, P.S. evil Muslims did this or something. But allegedly, the Israeli security forces witnessed a transfer of anthrax between senior Iraqi officials at a meeting in Prague with Mohammed Atta, the ringleader of September 11th that was on Flight 11, crashed into the North Tower. Except there was no meeting in Prague. Iraq didn't have anthrax, and neither did Al-Qaeda. And they built upon that lie and said, and Saddam's got mobile weapons labs where he's producing this anthrax. Judas Miller wrote about that in the ever-lying New York Times. And then that was used in Colin Powell's speech where he has a mock vial of anthrax, and he's saying that, well, they're in violation of UN Resolution 1441, stipulating they can't have WMDs, and they have a WMD, anthrax, in mobile labs. And we know because the Israelis saw it. Well, the Israelis lied because there was no meeting in Prague, and there were no mobile weapons labs either. But rather than like this has all been figured out, and they're quoted in Blid, Le Mans, New York Observer, LA Times of this meeting happening. James Woolsey brought the information to Gary Schmidt of PNAC, who wrote for it in the Weekly Standard. Then it was reiterated by Fred Barnes and William Crystal, the co-founder of PNAC, with Robert Kagan, whose wife Victoria Newland's the one lying about Ukraine. So this isn't like they or the elite or the NWO. I just gave you a list of names, right? Specific names, and I could give you the dates and stuff of who wrote what when. That happened. They lied about anthrax, and the source of all the lies before Woolsey and Schmidt was the Israelis. They blamed 9/11 on Iraq, and we went to war with Iraq, and a lot of Americans died fighting that war. And I know Josh was, hey, I'm doing work, buddy.
Listen how sweet Ryan becomes all of a sudden. I had my kid came and popped on the couch when I was talking to Fakertarians, and he got up. Everybody hates me for this. He got up and turned around and looked back at me. He's like, "What are you doing over there?" I said, "Oh, I'm talking to a bunch of retards." And everyone's like, "What a shitty dad!" I'm like, "No, but really." And he without skipping a beat, my son was like, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of those on the internet," and then took off skipping up the stairs and shit. I'm like, "Yes, my son is based." But yeah,
go like this, like haters gonna hate.
Yeah, he skipped off. Yeah, it was pretty funny, and they like cut that part out and shared it all over Facebook because my almost 10-year-old I told him that I was talking to a bunch of retards, but I literally was.
Don't lie to him.
A lot of those on the internet and just does the walk.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, but he did. Yeah, he like came and sat on the couch and everybody say hi to my buddy, hey Bubs, and they're like, oh, that's so sweet. And he got up, walked to like 2 feet away from the studio, and turns around and goes, what are you doing over there? I said, talking to a bunch of retards. He's like, yeah, there's a lot of those on the internet. I'm out of here.
Did some shades appear out of thin air onto his head and Thug Life music
like a joint. Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty funny. Let's see. We got some more super chats I want to address. Also, thanks to Craig DaCosta for becoming a new channel member, man. I really appreciate it. Let's see.
Anyway, Rock WMDs is how you get people to know about modern conspiracies.
Sure.
The entire media lied about. The entire media lied about it.
Well, I think another
fact they never corrected it.
I think one of the other most important things for people today, and I'm sure Dave knows a lot about this, probably Dan too, the Afghan papers, dude. Like the released documents from 20 years ago when the war that's now officially old enough to drink started. They released these documents that show clearly that we knew we could not win this war in Afghanistan. We knew that it was all bullshit, and we still went to war there. And I think that because you can Google those and you can read those like anytime you want, and I think that is also yeah. I mean, but that's also one of the most important things for people these days is like we have to show more people the Afghanistan papers because it's undeniable. It's fucking undeniable, 100%.
That was a big.
You see the papers about Iraq War I? Have you seen where they're talking about wiping out the water facilities, and so they can't chlorinate or sanitize their water? And they're saying, we'll just say he's going to double that for chlorine gas or whatever. And they knew all the children that were going to die and all the people are going to die. And they just were talking about it all matter-of-factly, like, yeah, what a devastating blow we could do to Iraq.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Dave?
Yeah, just like that, when that came out and like the pages that came out too with that kind of tied the Saudi government stuff. Those both of those events for me were like, I think both times I was like, look, everyone, like after all these years, like proof. And it was like that meme, like, yeah, see, nobody cares.
Right.
Like, both times, like nobody cares, man. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I guess we should, bring that back. But yeah, when that dropped, the news didn't care, so nobody else cared. It's,
How many times have we been lied into war, man? I mean, honestly, what do you think? What's a ballpark figure?
95%? I don't know, 100%?
100.
It's, I mean, since let's say since World War One, maybe. I mean, maybe even that. There was some
100%.
There was some shady shit in World War One too, but World War Two.
I mean, they lied about the Spanish-American War for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And World War Two,
World War I for sure.
we know for
Every Indian War.
Oh yeah, we know for sure that. I mean, it's not for sure, but we know for sure that they knew Pearl Harbor was going to happen and they let it happen. We know that, right?
The USS Ward sunk a Japanese submarine 2 hours before the air raid on Pearl Harbor.
Right. We know. I mean,
They broke the Japanese code. They goaxed that whole thing with the McCulloch memo, with the oil embargo, and they had attacked their positions in Marshall Islands and in China, Manchuria, all before Pearl Harbor.
Was there ever a war that USA wouldn't lie us into? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I guess the South got attacked by the North. They didn't lie in the Civil War, and maybe the Revolutionary War. That's about it.
Yeah, the Revolutionary War was a war of based people, very based, who said we are no longer going to let the English tell us what to do. And they listen. Americans started a war over like a 2% T tax, and now we're just like bending over and letting them lock us in our homes. I mean, I'm not personally. I told him to get fucked. I've worn a mask like 5 times.
The Stamp Act too. The Stamp Act's what pushed the lid there. I guess 1812 was legit. It was stupid, but it wasn't deception because they were forcing Americans into becoming privateers.
What about you, Dan? You think of any wars we weren't lied into?
No, I think they're
No.
all bogus.
And there can't be.
I think that I'm sure that there are some.
What about Grenada?
Reasons that they had in their mind? There might have been some well-intended people, but my history is terrible. Just so you know. But yeah, I don't know. I find it hard to believe that any actual rational person decides to just go to war against somebody else without without ulterior motives, at least to what they told us.
Sure.
I think Reagan's invasion of Grenada had to be in American strategic interest. It's got grenade in the name. I mean, there you go.
Yeah,
that's got to be the most lopsided beatdown we've ever done.
You think so?
Are we going to talk about COVID at all and make a bunch of Holocaust references?
Well, I was gonna do the COVID thing last. And we are getting close to the end of the public stream.
He nailed it. 6 million people died of COVID. That's what killed them all.
Does it seem too high or not high enough?
I mean, 6 zillion. I meant to say
seem a little high.
died of COVID. Negative 19.
Yeah, we did get one more super chat I wanted to address. Joshua Russo said, Ryan, are you familiar with John Siegler's work on Sandusky? He makes a very compelling case that he's innocent. Lots of research and time spent. That was for you, buddy.
No, I'm not familiar with him. John Siegel, they said?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. John Ziegler.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Ziegler. Sandusky Ziegler. I'll look through that for them. I'm not at my house. Don't have a computer, so
yeah. So yeah, let's talk. Listen, let's talk about the big lie, dude. The COVID stuff. How it's been fucking insane. Like I've been very lucky to live in a place.
I thought you were making a Holocaust joke for a second. I'm like, dude, not even funny.
Don't do it, dude. Don't do it. No. Let's.
I gotta deal with those accusations enough. Like I had revisionists on, and I won. Right, like I won the debate. The revisionist became no longer a revisionist when we were done. But just because I talked to him, that made me a Holocaust.
Hey, you know this guy's a revisionist, right? That's fucking dude. Now all I can think of
for the Civil War.
Yeah, I know you are. But all I can think about now is fucking is Norm Macdonald. Every time anybody talks about the Holocaust, I'm gonna think about Norm Macdonald. I watched like a 10-minute clip of all the times he did that to his co-host, dude. And it was fucking hilarious, dude. He's like,
again, just like the moon landing stuff. Like if you just allowed open dialogue without getting snarky, you could put that to rest pretty fast.
Yeah, but they don't. They don't
You're
allow.
not allowed to. You can't touch that thing with a 6 million foot pole.
Well, the Fakertarians say you're a Holocauster now, by the way. They say you're a revisionist.
Yeah, well, where is my revisionist work?
Yeah, exactly. But COVID, man, it's been wild, dude. Has it been like crazy in Japan for you?
No, I
No.
mean it's been crazy watching it on TV.
Yeah. Somebody said it. There
But
goes
no,
the channel.
I think Tokyo had some lockdowns or something, but it's unconstitutional to do a mask mandate or passports or vaccines. So you can wear a mask if you want. People would do that anyway during flu season and stuff. But no, you don't need it. You don't need anything. And there is travel restrictions though. And so we don't have any Chinese tourists anymore, which, oh, golly gee, I hope they bring that back.
Yeah. That'll
Not stressing about that at all, actually.
Jesus.
I'm sure some businesses need them, but I sure do enjoy not having all the tourists.
Yeah. No shit, dude. I bet it's been pretty nice there. We keep losing Dave. It's funny. Dave has really good video when his video stays on.
His COVID got his camera.
Yeah, I keep thinking.
It's the new camera variant.
I think someone's saying shut it down, and they're going after Ryan, but they keep hitting Dave instead on accident.
I'm wondering when shit libs are gonna start putting masks on like stereo speakers, being like it could come through.
Oh my god, these
The
people
spittle.
are. What's some of the craziest shit you've heard about it, Dan? About from like the left on COVID. What's some of the craziest shit you've heard?
That they believe the actual narrative, the mainstream narrative. That's the craziest shit that I've heard.
Well, I just saw
anybody who's still buying this. Anybody who. Huh?
Oh, you there?
Huh?
We're waiting for you.
We've got a fucking delay here. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah,
you were saying you believe the official narrative?
No, I'm saying that the craziest thing that I have heard is people who believe the official narrative pretty much do in any way. Just the
that's
amount
very
of
different than
back
when
and
your mic
forth
cut out.
and gaslighting. I believe the official narrative is infactual. But yeah, I don't know that for anybody to believe Fauci, like the timeline of you don't have to wear a mask, you shouldn't wear a mask. I'm just lying to you. You obviously should wear a mask. We'll say later, but he started out, you don't have to wear a mask. Then you do have to wear a mask. Then I think he went back to you don't for a bit. And then it was double mask. And then actually don't double mask. You don't need to, but maybe double mask. It makes sense to double mask. And then we went to no masks for anybody. And now we need masks for vaccinated people indoors. So why believe anything? It's changed like 7 times in the last 6 months.
My favorite was yesterday. Some big blue checkmark guy from England's like, listen, I double masked. I got both shots. I did all this stuff, and it happened. I still tested positive today for COVID. And so you guys need to go and double mask and get both vax. And it's like, dude, it didn't fucking work, did it? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do these people keep telling me that I have to do this shit because their shit is not working? Like, what the fuck? I didn't mask. I probably wore a mask 5 times. I'm not going to get...
It seems like one of those wet or dry things, right? Like, if your vaccine works, you don't need vaccine passports. And if your vaccine doesn't work, you don't need vaccine passports.
Right. You're like, fucked. Right. Yeah, either way, right? And like I'm telling you, I probably put a mask on 5, maybe between 5 and 10 times over the last year and a half. I've been sick, but I've never been like sick. You know what I mean? And I've been fine. You know what I mean? Like my whole family's been fine, dude. We had a family of 9, and none of us stopped living our lives, literally at all. We did everything. We went to the grocery store. We went to concerts. We went to fucking the amusement park. I mean, everything. Nothing happened. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And then these people are like, oh, we're putting the masks on. We're getting the vaccines. It's like they're the ones that are fucking testing positive and having like these bad outcomes from COVID.
Chris Cuomo got it.
Right, and he's double vaxxed for sure because his brother called him.
I think he got it before the vaccine, maybe. I don't know. The way his brother kisses him and everyone else, apparently he's a super spreader. But
yeah, this motherfucker's out kissing everybody and locking people down for a virus, and he's still out kissing everyone he meets. You know he's eating all kinds of ass too, Cuomo. He's eating so much ass.
I can top the we can go dumber, right? I'll be last. I'll tell you the dumbest COVID thing.
Okay, Dave. How's it been for you, buddy?
How's COVID been for me?
Yeah,
what's the dumbest thing you've seen with it?
The dumbest thing I've seen? Oh my god. Man, just the white
women that coming out in droves that all look the same with the same mom shorts and the same mom bob, telling me to, that I'm killing grandma. Yeah, dude, I don't know. This has been the craziest year of my life. I thought that 9/11 was going to be the one crazy event that I would get to sit through 20 years of, but now I feel like this is the next 20. Probably they'll run the program on this. But yeah, the masks is crazy, man. Seeing the kids and people go, yeah, put your fucking kid in a mask. Like, just seeing that is incredible. Yeah, cover up that baby's airways. Probably best for me, the boomer with diabetes. Fuck them.
I saw a lady yesterday that was like, I don't understand what happened. I was double masking my son and taping the mask to his face, and he still got sick. They were taping the fucking mask to his face. Are you kidding me? What's wrong with you fucking people, dude? I couldn't believe it. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Mandated abuse.
Yeah, it's child abuse. What about you, Cactus Cuomo?
We should cactus him. So the mass theatrics are what you would think would break through, like, even a liberal. You have businesses that close at 8:00 or something. So it's like up until 7:59, there's no virus. But at nighttime, that's when it comes out like vampires, and that's when you got to close. And then you see other stupid things like, well, you have to wear a mask in the airport and on the airplane, but then everybody eats a meal and they take it off and they're sitting 3 inches away from each other. But then we went even dumber. And this is the all-time dumbest. No, second off. They watch the Olympics. People doing wrestling and judo with each other for like 16 minutes, some of these matches. And then they go up to the podium for the medal ceremony and have to wear a mask. And then you go dumber than that. At this Olympic swimming, they said probably nothing's going to happen. We always say the most useless job in the world is to be a lifeguard at a swim event. But we also had surfing this year. So it is possible you could bust ass on a wave surfing and you need rescue. They said if the person needs CPR, you can't touch their mouth because of COVID. You can just do the chest compressions and use the bubble. You can't give a person CPR, as if the water in their lungs is not a greater immediate threat than Rona.
That's just
they went with that, and and they put a mask on the drowning victim's face so that you can go over there and push on their chest because you're not 6 feet away. Putting a mask on someone's face who's drowning and needs to breathe.
Heroic.
Yep.
Oh yes, very heroic. That's got to be the dumbest mass theatrics that I've seen so far.
Yeah, it's all fucking virtue signaling at this point. Alan Hale, thanks for the $5 super chat. He said his job just mandated masks again, but like 60% refused and do passive resistance. Union job. Yes, that's something. Listen, I'm not going to get into the logistics of union, but that's what we need to fucking do. We need large swaths of people that just say fuck no. And I don't know how we do that aside from all moving to one state.
Well, France is doing it.
Yeah, France is doing it. And they sprayed fucking poop on Macron's house, dude. That's great.
So is they sprayed it before for other revolts. So anyway, we've got Florida and Sweden in that same bucket, just saying it's up to you, and they're not going to have masks on children in school in Florida anymore, which is good. The problem is all these Yankees are moving to Florida and Texas now, and they're bringing the dumb ideas with them. And it's just, and they can because they don't have to work because they're getting COVID checks, and their kids do remote learning on Zoom. So they just come down south and plop in their summer house or whatever. And yeah, it's gonna rearrange the colors on the map, and I don't think they mind that. That's why they got. Oh, there's another dumb one: open borders, no mask. So you can bring all these people in from wherever. Who could be spreading COVID, although I'm not worried about it because I don't think it's that big a deal. But if you're in the camp that thinks it's this thing, if you're playing Chicken Little, like the sky is falling, they're spreading COVID, it's going to kill us all like Black Plague, then why are you allowing all these migrants to come up into the southern states from Mexico?
Right.
There was a Fox Philly article.
Well, they're going to vote blue. So
what's that? What's that? Dave?
Oh yeah. We checked it out, and people were saying, "Oh, they thought that COVID was coming up from the border, but it's not. It's unvaccinated people." Just we're like, no, it's not that. It's you guys.
Yeah,
no, they don't have COVID. They don't have a TB.
We asked.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's just like it came from Sturgis, but it didn't come from the BLM rallies. It came from January 6th, but it didn't come from Lollapalooza. It's insanity, dude. It's absolute fucking anybody who can watch the media for like a week and go, oh yeah, these people are telling me the truth, we need to follow all their rules, is either an idiot or will for like being blind on purpose. I mean, they don't want to give up their bias, so they're going to continue to say these dumb fucking things over and over and over again. It's just insane to me. Insane.
It's party tribalism.
Yeah.
And
Did you guys see the?
You think this wouldn't be a
Did you guys see
Democrat?
the
Republican
Obama
thing?
variant trending yesterday?
No, Obama variant.
Yeah, at the birthday party.
Yeah, that's
Obama variant was trending on
His
Twitter because of
downscale
his
birthday party with no mask. Yeah, the Obama variant. They're laughing at you. I mean, all those Democrats were on a private bus and private plane without their mask, drinking Miller Lite that ran from Texas to D.C. You see Gavin Newsom there at his parties, no mask, a large dinner party, you know, with the elite. Nancy Pelosi says, well, I have to get my hair done. I'm on TV. Of course, I'm better than you. Cory Bush, same crap. They're not wearing masks. Cuomo, too. And then the other Cuomo who, like, broke his curfew and stuff and got on TV. He's like, you have to fight it. And he show him with no mask, you know, cussing out his neighbors and stuff and challenging, telling somebody he's going to throw him down the stairs. Those kind of people. But he's Italian, so, you know, he can throw people down the steps.
Hey! Italian hands. Sorry. Every time I hear the word Italian, it's got to be Italian hands now.
New Yorkers have ruined the reputation of Italians.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of Italians aren't like that. It's New Yorker. It's New York. You know, that's the assholeness, not the Italianness.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know, double combo. They're like, yeah, I got to bounce, man. We're on vacay and they want to go to the pool, and so do I. So,
Oh shit. All right.
totally willing to come talk
Wait,
9/11 another time.
Tell everybody that you're going into the bonus.
Yeah. You're
Tell
supposed to
everybody that
tell
you're gonna be
everyone
there
you're
for
going to the bonus,
episode.
You know
man.
what?
Not actually.
I will
good.
go to the bonus, but I'm going to bring my phone with me and go down the elevator and stuff and be quiet until I get down there. How about
Okay.
that?
Sick. Well, we'll get the stream
All right,
ended
we'll turn
and
the camera and mic off.
all right, we'll get the stream ended and then we'll get into the membership only stream. But Dave, Dan, Ryan, thank you guys so much for coming on. We're definitely going to do the members only stream where we'll talk about 9/11 conspiracies because both of you guys are really good at that too. But one time, Dan, where can the people find you at, brother?
Thesystemisdown.tv is the main website, and you can find links to all my major stuff there. I am most active on Twitter when it comes to social media because everybody else seems to hate my work. But yeah, you can find links to all the stuff. I am on all the platforms for the most part, but a little hard to find. So thesystemisdown.tv will give you everything.
I thought it was tsidpod.com. Was I wrong?
There's that as well.
Okay.
There's a newly revamped website at thesystemisdown.tv where you can watch everything. You can watch the bonus. You can do all the fun stuff.
Well, I was sending everybody with the
New website.
with the banner through the show to tsidpod.com. My bad.
They'll still get there. They'll still
Okay.
find it. It
All right.
redirects.
And Mr. Dave Casey, where can people find your wonderful show at?
Yeah, man. It's Dave vs. Goliath on YouTube and Odyssey. And please follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to blow that up. I got to be more forceful like you, Josh. Follow me. I see how you get it done, man. I'm not,
Yeah, it's
I gotta
important.
get mine.
It's important, man. It's important. Well,
Yeah, it really is. Nobody does it like
Get your
you.
aggressive grift up.
listen, here's the thing, dude. I tell people, nobody grifts as hard as a guy with a dream and 8 dependents. So, I gotta do my thing, man. But I'm gonna put you guys back in the backstage, and then we'll do the members only stream here in a couple minutes. Thank you guys so much. All right, guys, another awesome episode of Break the Cycle. Man, those guys are really cool. I'm a big fan of Ryan and Dan and Dave. You should go follow all of them. They all have great shows. Of course, it might be a little bit harder for you to find Ryan Dawson's stuff because they just keep throwing them off of everything, man. It's pretty ridiculous. And if you just screech anti-Semitic at people, people get really mad, and that's what happens. But guys, go check out our sponsors. Of course, we have toplobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, where you get this great Jeffrey Epstein Didn't Kill Himself shirt that I'm wearing today, and all kinds of other really great stuff at a 10% discount by using BTC at checkout. Or you can join the Patreon Subscribe Star or become a channel member here on YouTube. Find me on Twitter if you become a channel member on YouTube at Joshua at large, so I can get you into the private Discord server where you'll get new Top Lobster gear up to 2 weeks early at like a 30% discount. So really, if you're one of the smaller monthly paying members, it basically pays for itself. And of course, anthemplanning.com, executive producers of the show, for all your emergency and crisis planning needs. These people are doing a wonderful job that the government sucks at. Check them out today. See what they can do for your business, home, or personal life. I'm going to have some new ads for them coming up soon. Guys, coming up on the show tomorrow, I have Ray Denaro, who ran for city council in Brooklyn. It's going to be an awesome show. Good friend of Top Lobsters. Apparently, he's got more of a New York accent than Top Lobster, so that's going to be fun. On Thursday, the most based school choice advocate of all time, Corey DeAngelis, will be joining us. That's going to be an awesome show. We are going to trigger the fuck out of some public school pearl clutchers. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, go check out the Patreon and the Subscribe Star or become a channel member here. There's like 30-something shows of members-only content now up on the YouTube that you get, or on the Patreon or Subscribe Star. I upload those the next day, but you get them live if you become a member of the YouTube channel. We do all the good stuff in there. It's a lot of fun. I will see you guys tomorrow for the show with Ray Denaro, but until then, don't forget to break the cycle.
Due to legal reasons, I just have to explain. The lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just landed in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So any violence you commit, I am not an excuse, because I just landed in Minecraft. But Chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control, because I just landed in Minecraft. Obviously I would never advocate force, unless there's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse. In Minecraft, just in Minecraft. Good, nothing I mean, you know it. No product dinners, get so close to COVID. Holy shit.